morning, Americans. This is your favorite alien here on the morning of Friday, July 20th, 2023. Wow, it's an anniversary of Apollo 11's The Eagle has landed on July 20th, 1969. And this is a special commentary based on that 1969, where Neil Armstrong said, "One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind." Well, as you would say, 24 years before that, there's a movie coming out today on what you call the father of the atomic bomb, J.R.Oppenheimer. And the people that portray the different players in that thing have their own take on the subject. Matt Damon, who played the General Grove, has his own take on the subject. I bet you the actor who played J.R. Oppenheimer, or J. Robert Oppenheimer, has his own take on the subject too. This is one movie where I advise you Americans to go see. And not because of the plot, not because of the actors, but because of the question that no matter what they try to make the movie or portray it to be at, ask the question: are we better off today with the atomic bomb than we were in 1944 without the atomic bomb? And the questions that were asked at the time of why we needed the atomic bomb. By the time the atomic bomb was exploded in July of 1945 in the New Mexico desert, Germany had already been defeated. When it started, Germany couldn't get access to heavy water, which the U.S. had. And it needed heavy water, okay? So Germany's access to the bomb was unquestionable. The U.S., well, they were in the same war that they were, race that they were with the Soviet Union in the 60s, 2 decades later, towards the moon. And look what happened to those two. The U.S. ended up building the bomb, using the bomb, and for 4 years, exclusive rights to the bomb. But 1949, the Soviet Union took over, and it started a race that lasted for 40 years. Meanwhile, the British exploded their own bombs, the French exploded their own bombs, the Chinese exploded their own bombs, the Indians exploded their own bombs, the Pakistanis exploded their own bombs, and North Korea and Iran want to do the same thing. So the bomb nations have increased tenfold or some exponentially fold since 1945. Are we better having the bomb than we're not? Well, that is a question that really does not have an answer per se. My race encountered the atomic power about a millennia before you. And we surpassed it and became, as you say, antimatter power. And as you would put it, platonic energy power. Which for the atomic bomb in Hiroshima, well, The antimatter that was exploded in my home ancestral planet was over 10 million times as powerful as your atomic bomb in Hiroshima. Take that into consideration, Americans. Was it worth it to my ancestors? Not really. Do we have the power to destroy? Oh yes. We have antimatter weapons that can destroy your planet 1,000,000 times over. But why would we do that? You, on the other hand, have atomic weapons that can destroy your planets 10 times over. And you want to do it. The Russians want to do it, the Chinese want to do it, the North Koreans and the Iranians want to do it. The French, well, you never know. One day they say yeah, one day they say no. And the British, oh well, tally-ho, tally-ho. Yeah, okay. But here's the question that you must answer yourself, Americans. How do our descendants benefit from this kind of stuff that we unleashed on them 70-some years ago? Almost 80 years ago now. 78 years ago. The descendants 50 years from now, if we're still around, or we haven't blown each other's up. And look at the question that you had in 1945. Would you rather explode the bomb over 2 cities and have maybe 100 to 200,000, maybe 300,000 dead? Or would you rather invade Japan and have maybe 250,000 to 1,000,000 Americans dead, and Japanese for that matter? So say 500,000 Americans at least dead, so 900,000 would have been your total war, or more than that. At least 900,000 Americans dead in World War II. But if you look at the Russians, they lost over 2 million. The Germans lost 6 million. If you add the total number of Russians, it's probably about 20 million who lost their lives there. The Polish lost 22% of their population. The Japanese lost millions in a war they started with the Americans. The Germans lost millions in a war they started over something that wasn't even worth doing. Eugenics. See what I mean, Americans? As an alien from another planet, I say, go watch this movie. And then decide, what the hell do you want America to be, or you, or the human race to be? This is the one movie that no matter how it's made, whether it's good, bad, or what, and how the plot was supposed to be, and how the people who made the movie intended it to be, it won't answer the question of the United States, should they have used a bomb or shouldn't they? Because that question is open-ending for the rest of time. But it will answer the question to you today. How do you want AI? What do you want to do with the atomic power? Do you want to go into antimatter? With the kind of civilization you got today? My ancestors did, and they paid dearly for them. 14 billion souls dearly. This is your favorite alien here asking you, what do you say? Good day.